many people are on here? Here's your video.
Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing?
That's good.
Good.
Yeah, right. I need 45.
Good to see you all. Good to see everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no,
All right. Well, I think we are all set. We're right at 6:30. First of all, thank you all so much for joining us today. Again, this will be recorded. So if you aren't able to, or you know someone that isn't able to attend, please let them know. Be on the Class of 2024 webpage. But hey, just wanted to jump on here for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I guess there's a lot of congratulations that need to go out to everyone for completing an 8th grade year that certainly no one expected to be this way. So congrats on a huge accomplishment to you all for doing something that no one in all of history has ever done. So I think that's a big kudos to you all. But wanted to connect just as soon as possible once your all's 8th grade year was concluded, or for some of you is on the verge of concluding, just to connect and to allow you all to understand that we're here for you, that we, want to be a source of information. We've had a lot of questions, and it has certainly been busy, but busy is good. And we've got a great, strong class for the class of 2024, and I can promise you we are looking forward to it. We're excited. Just a couple of things that we want to do on this call is, if you have questions, let's go ahead. Let's make sure that we're using the chat feature on our call tonight, and then we'll answer those at the end with a lot of Q&A. So, but wanted to give some admissions updates. I'm going to try to keep this, relatively short. I know you all do a lot of Zoom calls for school, so I don't want to keep you on the calls all night, and we'll go from there. So tonight, myself would go through some admissions updates. So yes, this is for students, this is for parents. Students, take good notes if your parents aren't with you. If they are, great. Then we're going to come on and we're going to have Denny Williams, who is our newly named athletic director moving forward, to kind of give you all an update on where we are athletically. And then we've got our fall coaches on the call as well for brief introductions to talk about their program and maybe just some of their expectations or things that they've got going on for the summer, because obviously we don't know what's to come. So a lot of unknowns still at this point. So let me just jump right into the admissions, reminders, updates, all that good stuff. And I want to start off because we've made an effort to try to communicate as best as possible for you all. And, what that, again, this is different all the time. So what we want to do is give you all as much information at the easiest place possible without overwhelming everyone. So the Class of 2024 webpage is up and going. We usually update that at least once or twice a week. I know a lot of you have gotten on and taken the math placement test, so that was loaded on there. But that is going to be at stx.com/admissions and then /class-of-2024. A lot of you all have already seen that through social media as well. So, just continue to check there, continue to check your social media, and then also want to talk briefly about the student email addresses. We felt like that was a good way to go ahead and kick it off, to get you all connected, to have it easy for us to connect with you, because our email addresses are pretty universal for the student body. So that will be your email address for the next 4 years. So, with coaches, club moderators, clubs, activities, to be able to get in contact with you, we thought that was the best thing to do for the students. Obviously, we have the parent emails, but wanted to make sure that we had the students, their emails as well. The next things are just kind of updates, where we are, what we're trying to decide on, and honestly, there's a ton of unknowns, and been a few others, so sorry about that. Welcome to those that just joined. Sorry about that. I didn't see to admit. So, but a couple of things. The math placement test, those are for the students that tested or were in Algebra 1 as an 8th grader. We're looking to take geometry as a freshman. So if there's any confusion there, we need to do anything, contact me and we'll get that taken care of. The language placement test, that will be for students that are going to be testing into 2nd year language, so bypassing Spanish, French, German, or Chinese 1 and going right into that 2nd year for their freshman year. That will be coming very soon, probably by the end of the week, getting that organized. As far as summer camps go, we have canceled summer camps. Stay tuned for some possible virtual camps that we're trying to do. And then that also goes for the summer study skills and Excel summer program for the Excel students and the study skills. So just to kind of give you an update there, but stay tuned on that stuff. We're going to try to at least do something virtually. Hopefully we can get on campus sometime to as soon as possible, because I can tell you, as soon as campus opens up, we want you guys on campus. We want you there, and we're excited to get you there. And I think that goes without being said, but I want you all to know how excited we are to welcome you into the class of 2024. And don't think that we're not thinking about you every single day. We will make this work. We will make this transition to high school really, really good for you all. We know, it wasn't ideal again, but we will do everything we can to make that transition as smooth as possible. So a lot of, unknowns right now, but I promise you, as soon as we know, you will know. Same thing with orientation in August and start of school, all that stuff will be to be determined. A couple other things just that I needed to let you all know is we do still plan on running the bus next year to help those get to school. But honestly, we're working with Miller. We're trying to figure out what that looks like, social distancing, and what those regulations will be. And we'll have to rely on Miller for that, for their requirements. The last thing will be service requirements, and I don't want you to think that everybody's doing a bunch of service, because they're not, but I just didn't want you all to be running out this summer and doing a bunch of service. Honestly, the freshman service hours don't get started till the end of August anyway, so just keep yourself safe and make sure that you're not trying to push that too much. So that comes from campus ministry, and we'll actually hear from them in a few calls down the road. The last thing, some exciting news, guys. I just drove to campus. I had to go and pick some things up yesterday really quickly. The walkway between the main classroom building and the library is no longer there. So you are going to be joining us at a time of improvement and a time of excitement on campus. That project was actually able to get started a little bit early. So hopefully we'll be able to get that as soon as possible for you all. So looking probably toward the end of your sophomore year for completion on that, but exciting stuff. And we're not stopping. We're not stopping at all. Just a few campus updates. Again, we had a great graduation ceremony, drive-through ceremony, just to give you all an idea. I know a lot of you all are doing that right now. But I want you all to know we're not going to skip a beat. We're going to make sure that we're doing everything that we can for you all, and want you to know that if you need anything at all, to please reach out. I'm answering voicemails, I'm answering emails, so don't hesitate to give me a call, okay? That's about it on the admissions side. I'm sure more things will come up. I'm going to now turn it over to our athletic director, Denny Williams, and allow him to give you a brief update on what the athletic program looks like right now. And then from there, we will do individual introductions from the coaches for the fall sports. And we'll wrap it up with a few final comments. So, Denny, if you want to go ahead and unmute, if you can.
I got it.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. White. Gentlemen, welcome. Congratulations, class of 2024. That's awesome. You're going to love the next 4 years of your life, I promise you. And you're getting ready to join one of the most elite groups that there is around. So congratulations to you all. Real quick, as Mr. White mentioned, when you come to campus in the fall, it's going to be my first year as athletic director. Mr. Donhoff has decided to retire. Lucky enough, I guess you could say, that they gave me the position. So you joining St. X new, I will be joining St. X new in a new role too. So we have that in common. I do want to let you know we have Miss Ruth Ray is our administrative assistant in athletics. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to call our office. Same thing. We're kind of in and out, but if you leave a message, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. If you have any questions between now, this summer, and even when fall starts, please feel free to reach out. We're here to help. Probably the main thing that you can use right now is the website at stx.com/athletics. You'll find everything you need there. Obviously, we need to do some updates, kind of transition to that 2021 school year, but those will be coming shortly. The main thing that you can find right now is going to be the physical packet for the 2021 school year. As you know, for school and for athletics, you do have to have an updated physical. I say that with hesitation because I was on a call on Tuesday, and physicals is up in the air. Obviously, with this pandemic and social distancing, we know it's difficult to maybe get in to see a doctor to get a physical. This hasn't been confirmed, but we think that physicals are going to roll over. They're going to have a 1-year grace period. So basically what that means is we could potentially use your 8th grade physical, as long as it was clean, we could use your 8th grade physical for next school year. Now, there are some additional papers that we as St. X make you sign and make you read. So we can handle those. And again, those will be uploaded on the website that you'll notice. There's a total of 8 pages. The physical portion is only 2. So there's 6 other pages that you'll need to fill out in order to be eligible to play for fall sports. But again, you'll be able to find that on the website when we have it updated here in the weeks to come. For those of you that may not know, let me run through our sports real quick, just so you have an idea of what we offer. We're going to have a total of 19 sports. In the fall, we have cross country, football, golf, and soccer. In the winter, we have archery, basketball, bowling, hockey, swimming and diving, and wrestling. Oh, thank you, Mr. White. In spring, we're going to have baseball, bass fishing, lacrosse, powerlifting, rugby, tennis, track and field, and volleyball. And then new for the 2021 school year, we're adding esports. It's going to be a little bit different. It's actually going to be a fall and spring sport, I believe. So it's going to run all year long, but that's going to be new for 2021 is our new esports program. Mr. White, I don't know if you have the next slide there that has our Twitter handles and all that on it. Do you have that as well? If not, no big deal.
I'll pull it up here in just a minute.
Yep, no problem.
All right.
We all kinds of social media outlets available for you too for information, and I encourage you all to like us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Twitter's probably more prominent. Each sport has their own Twitter page. So if you have access on your cell phone or our computer or tablet, feel free to follow all those Twitter handles to find more information as we move along. And Mr. White will put those up later. And as he said, this is going to be recorded, so all this documentation will be there later too. So the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, the abbreviation is KHSAA. You'll hear that quite a bit. Right now, due to this pandemic, they have mandated what's called a dead period. Normally that only happens for a 2-week time period in the middle of summer that runs June 25th to July 9th. But again, because of what's going on, they have mandated a dead period all the way up to May 31st, which obviously is coming up rapidly, and hopefully we'll find out more information of how they plan on proceeding over the summer. But for now, we are in a dead period, which means coaches can only contact players on the team, and they can only run say virtual practices or anything over basically what we're doing now. So that's the 2 forms of communication that they can have. Outside of that, there are no organized practices, there's no workouts, there's no weightlifting, nothing. All facilities are closed at the moment. Like I said, hopefully that will change here soon. The KHSAA, obviously they're the ones that mandate the physical packet. You must have a physical packet on file in order to participate in athletics. It has to be on the KHSAA forms as well. Again, this upcoming year when you come to campus is going to be a little bit different. So we'll hopefully get more updated information out to you when it becomes available. Again, reach out on Twitter, @KHSAA. They do a good job of sending out information on Twitter. And then, of course, you can follow them on their website at khsaa.org. There you can find information on every sport that's sanctioned by them as well. Again, like Mr. White said, the unknown is kind of the scary part right now. We're kind of up in the dark as well. We really don't know what tomorrow or even next week brings when it comes to athletics and sports. I'm actually going to be on a conference call this Friday. The CDC has released guidelines for youth sports starting back up in our country. So I'm going to listen in on that, try and gauge some information, hopefully to bring back to St. X and to you guys as well. Every Tuesday I have a meeting with the Louisville Metro Athletic Directors Association. So usually on Tuesdays is when I get updated of what's going to happen or maybe things coming on that particular week. So again, any information that comes in, we'll make sure to share it with everybody as it becomes available. So that's kind of all I have for right now. It's kind of general and informative. Again, any questions that you have, please reach out. You can find our emails on our webpage. Obviously, if you can call us, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. But that's what I had, Mr. White. I don't know, do we want to introduce the coaches at this time?
Yes. Yeah, I've got a list of that we'll run down. Thank you, Denny, for that. Guys, make sure communication's key right now. So make sure if you have any questions, to reach out to the athletic office. They will certainly be the ones to contact at this point. So, Denny and the gang will take good care, and Ruth and all of them will take good care of you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the coaches' introductions here. We'll just go down the list alphabetically by sport. And I will have to say that Coach Yoakum is going to lead us off. And not only is Coach Yoakum first, but he provided a nice little screenshot for you all to be able to see. So thanks for that, Coach, and you can take it away.
Well, thank you, Mr. White, and thank you, Mr. Williams, for giving us a little setup, a preview of the expectations. My name is Kyle Yoakum, Coach Yoakum for you young guys. I'm very excited to see how many participants we have on tonight's event. I hope I can shed some light into our cross-country program. And for those of you that know you're interested, or for those of you that might be curious, we are a no-cut sport. The picture you see here are a couple of our state championships, the class of 2017, or the year of 2017 that we won, and then 2013 in the lower corner there. We won 6 state championships in this last decade. We've won 10 this century. We've had more second places than anybody else as well in that time. So it's a high quality program. But if I was going to introduce you to the program or help you feel good about the program, you know, we kind of have 3 goals for incoming runners especially. The first one is not as much a goal for the guys once they've been with us, that everybody become friends. You'll get to know people early on. You'll have some guys that you recognize perhaps from your own school. But we have a social program where we try to get guys engaged with one another quickly. We also work to become fast. Once you get to know each other, we're going to put time in, and I'll talk about that again in just a moment. And we become great men. The 50 or 60 kids that you can see in these 2 pictures, you know, we still are in touch with these guys. The program has meant a lot to them, and they've meant a lot to the program. So we're very proud of the young men that run for us. Most of the guys that you see in this picture were not actually serious runners in grade school. Now, a handful of them were, but most of them were not in both of those pictures. So we believe it's a program that can suit anybody who's interested in putting the work in and getting to know people. So for the expectations for the program for incoming freshmen, we'd like to have you contact us. I've been in touch with most of the folks by email who are interested, but if you are interested, that's my email address there, yoakumk@stxfact.com. If you're interested, you would get in touch with me. I would let you know what's going on. Some guys are ready to train every day. Some guys aren't, and we can custom the training. We can customize that to your level. But we'll design it, and we'll ask that you stick with the design we hand to you, and I'll work closely with you. I'm actually in touch with each of our current runners every day, talking to them about how their training is going. We're not meeting because that's not allowed, but I am in touch with them. We use 2 websites, as you can see on the slide here, Strava and Final Surge. And those are, Strava's a social media site where people just log their efforts in swimming, biking, running. We have a team club page there that I would invite you to if you're interested. And then I use Final Surge as a calendar page, and that's how I comment individually with runners. In terms of if you're interested in getting started, that's where I would send you first. And that's where you would see your workouts, and I would customize those for you. Where some guys maybe have never trained before, where other guys are pretty serious runners. We've got both of those spectrums on our program now. So you'll also be contacted by upperclassmen, by me or by Coach Horton as well, just to welcome you and talk to you about any concerns you might have with our program. We'd be excited to hear from you. I'm going to have a Zoom meeting for parents and everyone who has already received emails from me, and anybody who mentioned cross-country as an interest when they check things off for Mr. White. On May 26th at 6 o'clock, we'll have a separate Zoom meeting that is just for those who are signed up for cross-country and those who are curious about it, where we'll lay out a few of the dates and be more specific with our expectations and what the program has to offer you. I'm working with weekly emails and daily emails, as I said, to keep kids in contact. So once I hear from you, you're going to hear from me often. So we are offering a virtual camp, as Mr. White alluded to. Our digital camp is going to run from June 15th to the 18th, which is roughly when we were going to have our real life camp. And I'll have more details for that in an email that I'll send out later in the week, and that we'll also talk about at the parent meeting on the 26th. So I hope you guys are excited, parents and you students, recent graduates ready to come into the hallways and join us at St. X. You know, hundreds of kids don't run every year, so it doesn't matter whether you're going to be on the cross-country team or not. I'm glad that you chose St. X. I hope you're very excited to join us, but especially for those of you who are committed to running or curious about running, I know you're going to love what the program has to offer you, and I can't wait to see what you can bring to our program. So thanks very much for your time, guys.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Yoakum. That's good stuff. So the next thing we have is actually our new KHSAA sport this year. Coach Tyler Spears with the esports team. Tyler, I will give you the floor here. So take it away.
Okay, guys, welcome. Again, thanks for being here. This is a new sport this year, and we're really excited about it. And I think that's the first thing we wanted to kind of get across is that we're actually not a club. We are a KHSAA sanctioned sport. Currently, they are the ones determining the games that we'll be playing over the next year. So if you're interested in other games, that may be something you have to wait for in the future. Right now, the two games that they are hosting, or that we're hosting, are Rocket League and League of Legends. So we're hoping that if you play one of those games right now, that you sort of pick one of those two and focus on them over the course of the summer, or if you haven't played one of them, that you possibly pick one up and just because you might be interested in the program itself. We are going to build 6 computers in the school for just gaming alone. We do have other computers available for us to use for practices and such. So when it comes to cuts, how many can we take on? That's just going to depend on how much interest we have in the program at this point. So we're not entirely sure where we sit. We do plan to have, as of right now, 2 seasons. They would be independent seasons. So, for example, if you choose to play a sport in the fall and you want to participate in esports in the spring, you're more than welcome to do that, and vice versa. So if you want to participate in the fall and then play a sport in the spring, you can do that also. We all also are pretty much saying that at this point you would be in one of those 2 seasons, not doubling up. So you would just play in one of them. So that's something you'll need to decide. Right now, we plan to keep it pretty, I guess, low-key in terms of the time commitment that's involved in this program. Since we do have 2 separate games, we're looking to practice one day and match one day, have matches on one day, and then for the other game, have a practice and a match the other 2 days, so 4 days total there, and then sort of an optional practice on the odd day out, which would probably be a Friday. Since it is a sport and it is sort of sanctioned, we are expecting people to put time into the games outside of school and during those hours. So yeah, one of the things that we're hoping to kind of get across is, yeah, we do need you to play a video game after school. And that's something you're going to have to kind of hear. And hopefully parents too are open to the idea of us sort of mandating that just like we would with any other sport. The last thing I want to sort of toss out there is we just found out this week that Play Versus, that is the platform that we will use to compete with other schools around not only the state but the country. They are actually offering free membership over the course of the summer to sort of promote their platform. And since we did just find out about this, and esports is one of the few things that we can do over the internet, we are considering hosting something over the summer. We're hoping to get some more information on what that looks like and whether we're able to do that hopefully over the next week. So we'll be sending that out as Mr. White said at the beginning. Just stay tuned for that sort of information. If you are interested in being a part of the program, since it is the first year, and League of Legends and Rocket League are one of the 2 games that you have practiced or are interested in doing, you can contact myself, Mr. Spears, or Mr. Abel, and I think Mr. White will be providing those emails, if I understand correctly, later or at the end of the session. So whether you're interested in one of those 2 things. Otherwise, like I said, really excited to start the program. I know it fits right with some of my interests too, and that's why I really wanted to make sure this could happen for the school, and hopefully you guys are too. Again, if you have any interest, please let us know, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Thanks, Tyler. Yeah, guys, great way to be the pioneers of this new team. So take advantage of that. I'm sure everybody's got a little extra time on their hands to play those games. So if you're interested, get in there and get after it. So thanks, Tyler. And yes, just to let you all know, those sheets that I shared quickly will be posted on that 2024 webpage too. But it's also on the athletic website. So be a good place to make sure that you're getting used to that, to visiting those spots. Next up, we've got football. I know we've got Coach Schweitzer and Coach Wallace on the call. I'm sure Coach Wallace will want to, being varsity coach, will kind of want to give you a rundown of the overall program, and then Coach Schweitzer maybe more, freshman specific from there. So, Coach Wallace, if you are ready to go, you can take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. White. I appreciate that, and good evening, everybody. I'll keep it real short. I know this could run a long time with as many people that are going to speak to you. We are hopeful that we can be able to see your young men and the players that might be on this call very shortly. We don't really have any control over that. One of the things that we are doing now is that we are having Zoom meetings with our players on a weekly basis by position. So we're beginning to install and do things in terms of trying to mentally prepare our football team to go play. We would like to invite any freshman that would like to be involved in those position meetings to be a part of that. And the way that what we need to happen is for them to contact me, give me an email so I can get them set up on what's called a huddle account. It's our video account. And we'll get them into a position group to where our coaches can contact them. A lot of our meetings are on Thursdays. Every position coach has a different time. I know that there's a couple Friday meetings. There's one Tuesday meeting. So, all of our players have been really good about attending. We're trying to keep them for about 45 minutes. And, we would love for our guys to at least begin to hear the language that's going to be spoken to them in terms of learning their position and how things are run at our place. And no reason for them not to be involved in that. I think that we're not quizzing them. We're not testing anybody. And we would love to have them be a part of that. In terms of how to contact me, kwallace@stx.com is my email. Coach White will have our Twitter accounts, all those type things if you want to DM me on Twitter. We also have a football calendar that is up at stx.com/FBCAL, the football calendar. Obviously, we're kind of up in arms about what we're going to do and when. There's a long list of people that will make that decision before it's up to me. And if you went to that calendar right now, the way it is based is it basically starts with July 13th in terms of what we're going to do, because June is we will be totally speculating to say that we'll be able to get much done in June. So if that changes, we'll change our calendar. But go to that calendar, bookmark it. You'll be able to keep up with everything that we are going to do from the freshman, JV, and varsity levels there. We try to pride ourselves in being able to communicate with our parents and our players, so you always know what's going on and what we're doing. So with that, thanks again for being here. Go Tigers, and I'll turn this over to Coach White.
Okay, thank you, Coach Wallace. Hi, this is Coach Schweitzer, the head coach of the freshman football team. I'm going to keep mine kind of short too, kind of quick. A couple of things that Coach Wallace talked about and Curt has mentioned also. Communication is the key. For you guys that are interested in playing football, for parents, I just need you to send me an email. Once you send me an email, I'm going to have a return for you to get information from you. Parents, my wife is the freshman team mom, so she'll take care of all of the parent composites of it, and I'll take care of the guys. I'll get up with Coach Wallace. We'll get you on huddle. We'll get you set up and get things going. But that's the key, and Curt will put this up at the end. Send me an email, schweitzer@stxfact.com, and I'll send you all the information. If you're thinking about playing, if you're not sure, any questions you have, I've got plenty of free time right now to answer any of your questions. So by all means, feel free to contact me. Like Coach Wallace said, we're really not sure about being able to do anything through June. And the big thing, and this is something that I think a lot of the coaches are going to talk about, it's a time for self-motivation. It's an opportunity for you. You've got a tremendous amount of free time. Don't wait until practice starts to get in shape, whether you're playing golf or soccer, running cross country, playing football, get outside and push yourself, because if you're waiting for that time to start, it's just way too late. Take advantage of the opportunity, get out there, get outside, do running, do lifting, do what you can, and go from there. we've worked on a number of different possible ways this may go, different scenarios. So as soon as we get any kind of information, any kind of headway, we'll share that with you and go from there. Right now, as everybody has said, there are just so many different factors in play. We're just trying to figure out for as many different scenarios as we can. So send me an email. That'll get you in the system. We'll be going from there, and just cannot wait to get started, get to be able to see some people face to face. So hope to see you soon. Enjoy your summer and go Tigers.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Next up, we've got golf. Davis Bolin with the golf team. Talk about what we've got going on with the golf program.
Thanks, Coach White. Hi, folks. I'm Davis Boland. I call him Coach White because he is my assistant coach on the golf team. So it's great to have somebody at St. X that's involved there. So real quick, we have three different teams that are out there. We've got what's called a green team, a JV, and a varsity. Freshman and sophomore, it's pretty much no cut. You'll be placed in one of those three spots. Golf's pretty straightforward. It's what are the scores? The scores kind of dictate, where everybody's placed. There are chances to move up from the green team to the JV to varsity. We start our season with tryouts July right now. I mean, everything I give you is kind of what it is right now, but July 14th, 15th, 16th will be the first wave, and that will be all incoming freshmen or new players predominantly. That'll be there, and then after that, everybody will be there July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Fortunate this year is we've got a third week in there that we can do. That we're planning on doing some fun stuff, having some inter-squad matches. All of this is predicated on the fact that we can actually get out and play in the sports going on. So once golf starts, it's on the varsity level, it's pretty much a mad dash. We participate in 9 tournaments in the first 7 days of the season. So it's a mad rush throughout the state in there. But we're done October 5th through 7th. That's the state tournament. So we'd love to have everybody come out. And I encourage, like Coach Schweitzer said, golf's a sport that you can do socially distanced right now. So go out and play. Go out and have fun. Stay safe. Practice is all going to be depending on what the courses that you play at allow. But get some practice in. If you can get out there and you got some extra time, hit a couple extra chip shots, hit a couple extra drives. Don't hold up play. But have fun. Just go out there and have some fun. Be ready for the season to come in. I think all of us coaches are kind of waiting to see what is actually going to happen. And I know I will have more details as we know kind of going through what the final season and the tryout dates, the official tryout dates and locations are going to be. So we're working on those right now. They're usually at public courses, and they're still a little bit up in the air as well, just because they're all got new pros at them. So any questions you have, Kurt, I think we'll put up emails and contact information, but mine is boland@stxfact.com. It has a faculty email, but I am not on the faculty, so I am not there on a day-to-day basis. So, but reach out, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right? And congratulations, and looking forward to having you all here at St. X.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Next, we got soccer. This will be our last one before we go to strength conditioning. So Coach Schulten, and before Coach Schulten, is Coach Sims on here? Or?
I believe he is, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I will let you all take it away. Thanks.
Great. And I just wanted to also echo my colleagues there and congratulate you guys. Fantastic choice. And I want to point out also that you're going to school at St. X, all right? And hopefully you're playing sport, but most importantly, you're going to school. And sports hopes to athletics hopes to echo the classroom experience in turning you guys into outstanding young men. And I know that based on the people that just talked ahead of me and the people that you're going to meet over the course of the next 4 years, that's going to happen. Now, to be specific about my sport, I'm going to talk for just a minute about the team, some things maybe you can be doing. Then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Sims, who is the freshman coach. First and foremost, the program. We've got 3 teams, a freshman-only team, a JV team, and a varsity team. The fortunate thing for freshmen, you guys can play at any of those 3 levels, all right? If you're good enough, the best person makes the varsity, period. We've had freshmen on the varsity in the past. We've had stars on the varsity in the past who are freshmen and won some state championships with them. I will say that that's going to be very difficult, all right? You can make the JV team. That's going to be mostly a sophomore team. So the varsity is freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. JV is freshman, sophomore. That also is going to be very difficult. We've got some very talented freshmen returning. A couple of them will probably be playing varsity, and then several of them will also be included on the JV team. And then you have, of course, if you don't make the varsity or the JV, you have the freshman team. Now, for the freshman team, we're going to keep it sort of varies every year, but probably somewhere to the tune of about 15 to 18 guys. Probably within that, there's going to be 2 goalkeepers. It's going to be pretty competitive to make the squad, but I don't want you to be intimidated. You guys are at a period in your life where you're changing physically, you're getting faster, you're getting taller, you're getting stronger. You guys keep a touch on the ball all summer long. Unfortunately, our soccer camp got canceled this summer, and usually I will run through the tryout process at the camp so that you guys can sort of train to the test, so to speak. But we will get started. Right now, the plan is to get started around that first week of August. Of course, that's all up in the air, but until we hear differently, we're just going to operate along that route. First thing you're going to be asked to do is going to be show us that you're in shape. You'll have to run anywhere from 1 mile to 2 miles, all right? No time standard on it specifically, but you would like to finish somewhere towards the head of the pack, all right? After that, we're going to skill you out, and then the next 3 days, we will put you on teams, and we will let you play, and then we will pick what we think is going to be roughly about our best 15 or 20. There's lots of things you can do from a physical standpoint at home, from running on your own just around the block to doing push-ups, sit-ups, to getting touches on the ball to get yourself prepared for this. What I'm going to do right now is turn it over to Mr. Sims. I'm excited to get started with you guys going, and Tom, take it away.
Hi, guys. And I want to say also, congrats. You made a great choice to come to St. X, but congrats on getting out of 8th grade, and welcome. We have a strong program, as Coach Schulten said, and I love this program. I love St. X. But we'll carry, as he said, roughly 15 to 18 field players and a couple goalkeepers. We'll start the end of July, 1st of August, as he said, and have a good workout. You know, I really believe in the program with Coach Schulten puts together. We work on physical, mental, and spiritual development. You know, obviously we're a soccer team, but we know school's our #1 priority, and obviously we want to develop as a full human being. We're going to work hard. We're going to have fun with this. Like they've said, or Mr. White said, you can contact us through email or call in the athletic office, and we'll get back with you for what you might need. But I look forward to it. We have a fun program, a solid program, and a great story developing for you now. The journey begins at St. X High School. I'm happy for you guys very, very much.
Thanks, Coach Sims. All right, next, you all have already seen him some, hopefully, and you hopefully have been active with him. And right now, you know, this, quite frankly, you know, I did this call half for me because I missed seeing you guys. I wanted to see you guys' face and congratulate you in person. But right now, we obviously are missing our strength and conditioning program for our incoming freshmen, which I know everybody looks forward to. So I'm going to let Coach Tronzo take over from here and give you some updates as, you know, he continues to, you know, put videos and things together for you all. So, Coach.
All right, Mr. White, thank you very much. And again, guys, welcome to St. X. Really excited for what we can do over these next 4 years and the men that we can turn you all into. As Mr. White alluded to, we've already had some videos that have gone out. Mr. White, correct me if I'm wrong, but those should be posted on that 2024 webpage as well as through the social media and all that. So right now we are on week 6. Okay, we are on our 6th week of our program. So if you're unfamiliar with these, every 2 weeks I put out a new workout program for a 2-week period. Okay, so if this is your first time hearing about this, if you are unsure about what this is, check that webpage. Okay, and you should be able to go back and check the previous sessions. One thing that I really think is going to come out of this, as far as what everybody is going through right now, is the ones who are really intrinsically motivated, those who really push themselves when no one else is watching, is going to have a huge advantage in the fall, okay, and in the springtime. Okay, so this is a great opportunity for you to really rise above your competition, because coaches are not there to oversee everything and to make sure you're doing it. So those who are trying to make that varsity team as a freshman, trying to make that JV team as a freshman, or make your freshman teams, those who are intrinsically motivated and pushing themselves at home are going to have a huge advantage. And again, if you're unfamiliar with our program, or I'm someone who works with all of the sports. Okay, so if you are in this meeting and you have are participating in some of those fall sports, and yes, I am going to include esports in there because we can be the most jacked esports team as well. So Coach Spears, let's get together and make sure we get that happening, as well as the spring sports. Okay, so if you are involved spring sport, now's a great opportunity to start getting ahead. Okay, if you're a fall sport, that's going to be here quicker than what we think. So make sure that you guys are getting yourselves prepared. And even if you are not going to participate in any sports and you just want to take this opportunity to help get in shape and you enjoy exercise, okay, again, check out those videos, okay? So those videos consist of a lot of body weight exercises, things that you all can do at home. Even if you do have workout equipment at your house, I would mind you to and advise you to follow that program. All right, right now, I really want you all focusing on relative strength and being able to control your own body weight. And then we will continue to push those out every 2 weeks. So again, next week, a new one should be coming out. And we will continue to progress in our movements, progress in our reps, and have you all ready to go. Whenever we're cleared to come back, I want to get you all into the weight room in whatever capacity we're allowed to do, so that we can kind of go through an orientation of sorts to make sure you guys know exactly what you're doing when we're ready to go. Again, my email is jtronzo@saintx.com. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me then.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm going to try to wrap this up. We're almost, we're about 50 minutes in, so I don't want to keep you all night, get you back to your family time and getting the family dinner and things, hopefully. So let me go ahead and share the website information for you. That is what you will want to continue to check. That's the website you will want to continue to check. The information with coaches' emails and all of the social media accounts will be on there as well after this meeting, plus the recording of the call tonight. So continue to check that for the updates. But also the website is a great place for information for anything. So if there's ever any questions that you have, make sure you check the website. Student Life is another good one for incoming guys, just to kind of know what the rest of the school is doing. And obviously you can always email or call me. But guys, I think tonight really shows you all what you're getting ready to get into and embark on for the next 4 years. And that is people that care about you. That is people that want to see you be your best. That is people that are probably going to, push you to be your best. But ultimately, guys, it's for you to take advantage of and make sure that you're leaning on us as much as possible. You can't do this alone. I promise you. Even if you know 20 people coming in, or if you know one person, this is new to everyone, and I want everyone to be comfortable when they step on campus day one. I'll be very honest with you. You all are getting a totally new treatment this year, because usually we don't do anything like this. And I think this is a great way to start. And it's a great way to reach a lot of people in one location, and get you guys feeling comfortable with one another. And I noticed, a lot of people had their screens off, which I don't blame you, but, take a look around at your classmates and have some fun with it. I want to make it, as informal as possible, and make it fun. So the next thing before I get into questions, I saw a couple questions come up. The next couple calls, we're going to do these every Wednesday evening. Next week, we're actually going to be introducing you to your guidance counselors. So we'll have 2 guidance counselors on here, just talking through a few things, probably giving you some helpful tips to how to, keep your minds right in the time of COVID, but just as another, introductory and contact point for you through the summer. And then after that, we will get campus ministry involved to talk about what that looks like for the next 4 years for you in developing your faith. And then also we'll probably circle back with athletics again with our winter sports and our spring sports. So just want to give you a little heads up on what's to come on that. And, hopefully, after that, we're able to get together, but to be determined. So I appreciate you all jumping on today. Let me get on here and take a look at the chat here. So I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Bosch is also on the call. I should introduce Mr. Bosch. And he's got a really sweet background, so I want all you all guys to see that. I'll send that out to you all too, so you can use that as your Zoom background. So, Mr. Bosch, if you want to say hi, jump on.
Yeah, guys. No, I'm excited. I'm excited for the next 4 years. This background, Mr. Williams, part of him coming over to athletic director, he has had a Nike deal we have signed. We announced that in the spring. So, we're going to be full on Nike in all of our sports too as well. So BSN shot us a cool background, and thought I might put this up there and show what we're about a little bit. One thing I think you kind of heard everybody talk about is communication. With communication being key, you got your student emails. Everybody got their student email set up, so feel free to start reaching out through that too as well. A lot of meetings are done through Google Hangouts, which you use your student email for. But no, I'm happy to see a lot of you all on this call today. It's been a while. I'm ready for school to start back up and start having people in the building. It's camera stuff on the Zoom stuff works for only so bit, but seeing you in person, really we're excited for. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to the next 4 years with you guys.
Thanks, Coach. All right. So keep in mind, if you have questions, use that chat feature. It looks like we have one question here. Let's see. Parker says hi. What's up, Parker? How you doing, man? How's your brother, too? I know it's probably both of you sitting in. So also from Lucas Long, the cancel. So yes, the stuff in June, so that would be study skills, that will be canceled. I will tell you that every day we're looking to try to do something on campus as soon as we can gather more than 10 people. So Waiting on the executive orders from the government there, and we will get everybody back on, and we'll be celebrating and happy to see everyone. So, so just bear with us there. All right, Mr. Spears, we've got an esports question. Do we use controller or mouse and keyboard?
All right, sorry, give me 1 second. I was trying to get out of the chat window. It depends on what game you're playing. Most of the guys for Rocket League are choosing to use a controller, and then most for League of Legends, well, League of Legends, you would use mouse and keyboard. So, and you can bring your own, but we also supply them too.
Good deal. Thanks, Tyler. All right. I did mention the math placement test briefly. There was a question about that. Actually, a couple of them. So what happens if you missed it? Send me an email. We'll figure out a way to get it taken care of for you. No worries. We will figure that out. And keep in mind, guys, that is for only the 8th graders that took Algebra 1 in 8th grade, and you are trying to test into geometry, okay? So keep that in mind. Math placement test. When do you find out that final placement? We will be getting those results this week. Hopefully we have something the first week of June with your finalized math placement schedule, okay? So first week of June on that. Great questions, guys. The results, again, they will be in that June mailing. With the governor saying for schools to have plans to start July, August, or after Labor Day, could schools start in July? I am currently not in those conversations. I know that we will be planning for whatever they recommend. We will pretty much be going by what the state is wanting us to do. So yes, we will be planning for July. We will be planning for August. We'll be planning for after Labor Day. So to be continued on that. We'll get it out as soon as we can. Around when will we get our class schedules? Your class schedules will be the last summer mailing, or actually, I don't know if it may be an email, depending on what all this is. So that'll probably be middle of July at the latest. Will be your class schedule, orientation information, locker combinations, student IDs, all that good stuff. Okay. Was anything talked about with basketball? Not specifically today. We will send the communications out for those. We specifically went fall sports because those sports are usually coming up to be, in season or doing some things. With basketball, we'll have those coaches for winter sports on in a couple weeks. But please do not hesitate to reach out to those coaches now. Again, those emails will be listed on the class webpage and also the athletics page. So don't hesitate to reach out, guys. If something pops in your mind, go to the source and we'll get you taken care of. So get all your questions answered. Let's see. Okay, so that's from Tate. Do they come at the same time as the iPads? If that's referring to the schedules, and then we have another one from Oliver on the schedules, or on the iPads. I'm sorry. iPads will be distributed the first day of orientation, which right now is that middle of August. That'll be August 12th and 13th. So it'll be Wednesday, Thursday, freshman orientation. That's dedicated strictly for freshmen. You will get your iPads then, and then we'll hopefully be starting school on the 14th as planned. If other plans have to take place, we'll get those iPads to you. I know that's an important part, especially with communicating and with your teachers and things. So stay tuned on that. But that just plan on that right now being at orientation next year, or in August, not next year, in August. All right. Let's see. Coach Wallace chimed in. There's his contact stuff. Good deal. Good deal. And that probably goes for every coach on here, to be included in anything that they're doing. I know Coach Yoakum had a pretty cool website that he was talking about. So jump on there and make sure that you're doing that. But we're right at that 7:30 mark. I do appreciate all your all's time tonight. I appreciate the questions. Good stuff. Don't hesitate to reach out, and look forward to hopefully seeing you soon, but definitely next Wednesday, on the call next Wednesday with any updates there. So thanks so much, and have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.